Hello, and welcome to the W.A.I.T channel. What Am I Thinking? A podcast where two sisters share uplifting conversations on fun and sometimes serious topics.
Join us each week by clicking the notification bell and subscribing to our channel. If you enjoy the show, use the share link. It's one of the best ways to expand the conversation.
Welcome to the W.A.I.T channel. What am I thinking? Well, I hope you did your Real Housewives of Dubai homework because we are ready to dive in. So, this franchise is sort of trying to take a page from the Beverly Hills franchise in the glitz, the glam, the money, and all of that. And I would say they deliver. The characters, whether you like them, love them, don't care for them, they are all characters. I would say the one who I was connecting the least with in this last episode had an empathetic moment for me, and that was Nina. But let's talk about basically kind of in a nutshell. So these are women who are living their lives in Dubai. Most of them have been there for quite a bit of time, and they are trying to kind of shake the stereotype of the buttoned up life that you would have to live as a woman over there, and that it's not as rigid as it used to be by living their life openly and loud. And I think one of them even talks about Chanel Ayan when she first moved there, how she got a ticket in the mall for wearing a miniskirt, where she says now they can wear whatever they want. So even watching them is one thing, but I don't think it's enough to make me think that's the life I want to live. What's your take, Lori?
I've heard how this franchise it's having problems finding its legs, and that the ratings have not been that great. However, you have those people that are watching it that are hoping that Bravo will give them time to grow their audience, and maybe it's the time slot. But because I'm not really versed on what the laws are specifically, I question, is it like the Wizard of Oz and what's behind the curtain? Mm-hmm. Is it really what you are portraying? Because that was one of the problems and one of the complaints when people found out it was going to be in Dubai. Mm-hmm. They questioned, how can you have this and show, the things that we typically see mm-hmm. in this repressed society for mm-hmm. women? Mm-hmm. And are you really going to show us the real Dubai? So I question, are we seeing the Bravo Dubai, the Dubai that allows them to have this franchise, or are they telling the truth? Things have changed.
That's a great aspect of it. And I wonder if part of them allowing them to do this is the draw of
is it politics?
More people. Yeah. So mm-hmm. that's a good point. Mm-hmm. So to take it up to where we are now, the relationships of the ladies in Dubai, Lisa Milan and Chanel Ayan are really close friends. I would say besties, and I think their relationship should survive the season. You have Caroline Brooks, who at the outset it looked like she was closer to Caroline Stanberry, but she's good with Lisa. Her and Chanel Ayan have this real weird friendship that they kind of dig at each other, but yet they can get along. The one Sarah, I can't think of her last name right now, but she
Almadine,
okay. I would say she's probably closest to Nina Ali, maybe. And I think she is just good with the other ladies, but I wouldn't say she's really tight knit with them. And I would almost say the same thing for Nina. I would say maybe Sarah and Nina are closest to each other. And then because there's this whole thing about Nina having not really liked Caroline Stansberry and saying some not so nice things about her. But as everything plays out, it seems like Chanel Ayan and Carol Stansberry have a rift. They seemingly mend their rift, and then Lisa and Caroline Stansberry have a rift. So as we come to Caroline Stansberry's wedding weekend, everybody was invited, unlike her little shower thing that she had where she excluded Chanel Ayan. But Chanel Ayan, in Caroline Stansberry eyes, does a faux pas in what she wears. As a bride, I think you make a mistake to have any kind of event on your wedding weekend that says everybody wear white. Because you are putting yourself at risk to be upstage.
I did not think what she had on
was in like a gown.
Yeah.
Sarah
had
shorts.
A train, but so what?
It was a long train jacket with like a hot pants kind of jumper thing.
Because initially I thought she was talking about the other Caroline.
Yeah. Well, that's her. No. Her
Brooks.
friend.
No, Brooks had
Caroline Brooks. Yeah.
No,
right.
her dress
was
short, but the other one she did have on a long white dress.
But Nina and Lisa both had on long white gowns. So I think it was a point of she upstaged her because her outfit. Because I really didn't love Caroline Stansberry's outfit. So I think it was just regret on her wardrobe choice and deflecting it onto Chanel Ayan because she didn't really do anything wrong. Now, if she would have came in red, black, blue, green, that would have been wrong.
Right.
But when you say white, if you don't say, I'm going to do a white gown and everybody else do pants, or I'm going to...
Right.
You put yourself in that situation. So I think she just was trying to find a reason to, hate on her because she did look really good in her outfit. So as we're talking about Dubai, and it's almost the sort of the wind's taken out of my sails because now I'm looking at everything through that lens of, is this the real Dubai now that you've put that out there? So it kind of, I don't really know how I feel about the setup of all that. And most of the ladies there are there. Caroline Brooks, I want to say, I'm not sure if she came over there because of her husband or
so if
not.
you remember with Brooks, I thought you were Stansberry.
Yeah, I know Stansberry because what I was going to say is most of them are over there because of their spouses. But when I look at Caroline Brooks, I don't know if she was married to someone from there and that's how she ended up there and she just made her life there, or was her ending up there after. So I really don't know that about her. But the rest of them, other than Sarah, who I guess that's her home, seems like they ended up there because of their mates. Would you say?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to refer to you on that.
I want to say, because Lisa Milan's husband is a businessman over there. We know Nina Ali's husband is a big businessman over there. We know Caroline came over there initially because of her husband, who she is now divorced from. And so yeah, I'm gonna say that's the stance that I take. So other than Caroline Brooks, I don't think this was like any of their idea of this is where I want to launch my life and live this great big life. I think they're over there just trying to make the best of it and trying to find those things that work. And when you gotta bring ice in for the pool, that says a whole lot about
That's for real desert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
How about not even you? I guess you don't need a heater at all over there.
No.
It's the opposite. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. So I just wonder. Like I said, now you're making me look at things through a different lens, and it just makes me think: is this really this great life after all? Or I know a lot of them are over in the States now because I guess they're doing their reunion, and so I wonder when you get that taste of being in the States, what does that do to them when it's time to go back?
I know, it feels unlike any of the other franchise. It feels forced.
Wow.
Because they aren't able to, like, I think Nene and Sheree having an argument on the street in front of a restaurant, hurling insults back and forth at each other.
Can't do that in Dubai.
They can't do that, you know. So it's
Dubai.
like everything that happens, every conflict has to be at somebody's home or behind some gated wall. So it's like, how do you even settle your conflicts if every single thing has to be staged? They can take girl trips.
So when you're already in Dubai, where do you go? That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see where do you go when you're already in Dubai. Yeah, so I guess I feel a little differently now about it. But I would say that I do enjoy the relationship between Lisa and Chanel Ayan. I like that they are sort of ride or die for each other and accepting, because Lisa accepts the bigness of Chanel Ayan and all that she comes with.
She's a lot.
She is a lot, but I understand why. I get why. And, you know, when you come from what she has come from, and when she talks about meeting her husband and not marrying her cousin and choosing him, and I know for her to not only go out of the tradition of her family, but to choose someone that was not African, all of that was huge for her. So to take that big leap, I think she had to sort of go full on as to, this is the life I'm going to live. And she kind of lives it with no regrets. And, you know, the cuteness of her bringing gifts everywhere, you know, finding a way to try when she, you know, to bring gifts when she is doing things and going places. And, you know, she's probably definitely one where people will have strong opinions. And the same would go for Caroline Stanberry. And you learn why she is the way she is when it comes to her background and the boarding schools and all of those things. And it makes me understand her. It doesn't make me like her anymore, but I do understand her now. But my thing is, and this is what I tell clients, once you learn something about yourself, that's not an excuse to double down on why you are the way you are. That's to give insight so that you can work on it, you know? And so I think that she's doubling down on, you know.
You know, one thing I found quite interesting. I remember when she was on, what was it, The Ladies of London. And she was at her mom's house, and it was right around the time approaching when they were getting ready to leave. And I think her father had a cardiac incident, and her mom cried a little bit, and she was forcing back these tears, you know, because they even also like pat each other on the back. We're not criers. We're, you know, we're English. And
right.
So now she's in Dubai. She's talking to her. He's a Spaniard, right? And his parents, and how they hug. And it's like this reversal. she wishes her parents were like this. And I found that interesting to hear her say that.
Yeah.
Given what she said to her mom in that kitchen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But when you're exposed to something different, then you get to see the possibility of what it could be. And, and I just wonder, I'm not fully sure how she shows up as a parent for her kids. And then speaking of that, then we can talk about Caroline Brooks and the exchange with Sarah over her child. And I would have to say that I would think Sarah would know better to not go there, especially because it's not like they're that close. And it was interesting to kind of see how Sarah rewrote the way that actually happened.
More importantly, I found it, and I didn't realize that she was intoxicated when she took her aside to the sofa and was trying to talk to her until the lady said she's been drinking. And I thought, okay, because this conversation is not going well. Yeah.
Right. So, so all of that, I thought, in light of, and kind of the conversation even came up because of what Caroline Stanberry had shared about the boarding school and her thinking about sending her. And just to see how individuals with means, just because it seems like it's the best, that this is the way to do it and things of that nature. And it's like, I want to believe that we know better, but I guess not. And especially if you are, I guess you can say, new money, because you kind of feel like there's certain boxes you want to check.
But I think that's what was it, Sarah that said this to her, right? I think that's what she misunderstood when Brooks was explaining about her upbringing and her mother.
Right.
And I think as Black people, one of the things, those of us who are trying to elevate ourselves, we want our children to elevate to the next level. And that's what she meant when she said that. Right. And I think that it was completely taking out of context and she made it into something she thought it meant. Right.
But, I mean, as smart as she wants to say she is, even with the way she had the conversation with Chanel Ayan about, I didn't get to be this way, or something about basically telling her that do what she did so that she could become like her. And I get it that she's done work on herself and she has become more enlightened and is living her best life. But you don't say that to another person. Everybody's journey is their own.
That's called a personal journey, rather. That's a personal
everybody's journey is their own. And, as you are being so enlightened, so. But I think in a nutshell, that as hyped up as I was about Dubai and telling everyone to tune in, just that quickly has smiled. That it's like, okay, if I watch the rest of it, I watch it, So, sorry, the rose-colored glasses are off for the Real Housewives of Dubai. Continue to watch if you choose, but what I am thinking now is, So that's where I am on that. Make sure you continue to check in with us each week as we share what we are thinking.
And please leave your comments regarding this, because we would love to know your take on the Dubai franchise on Bravo. Thanks for listening, and tune in next time to What Am I Thinking? We will see you next week. Bye-bye.